Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Do not watch this video if you haven't caught up with this week's episode of Game of Wool. The person being cast off is... Hello and welcome back to Game of Wool, the cast off from our lovely haberdashery of dreams. Each week, I talk to the last person to leave our competition. Let's get this party started and let's get hooking. And this week was Kids Week. Di and Sheila would love for you to make a costume to a kids' fancy dress party.
The detail you put into this defines this costume.
Go on, Di, give it a swing. You know you want to. A wall hanging for a children's bedroom.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Well, there's a lot to unpick here. But it looks like he's talking.
We sadly lost an amazing knitter and crocheter, Dipti.
I know.
Oh. You've been so fantastic. Oh. Yay, thank you for coming back and chatting to me, because the whole competition, you did so incredibly well. Having been not necessarily the strongest of knitters coming into it, having to learn lots going into it, where do you think it all started to unravel?
It started to unravel for me for the complexity of the project that I chose for my solo knit, for my solo project. It wasn't quite as complex as other people's. And looking around the room, I really noticed that mine was very, the comparison was stark. Mine was quite plain in comparison to theirs. But I still stand by it. I think it's a crayon. Like,
it looked like a crayon.
Honestly, because it is a simple object though, right? It's a crayon.
It's also hard as well in crochet to get those really clean lines when it comes to colour work. Whereas in knitting intarsia, it would be really like bold and clear. And you were new to doing crochet colour work, right?
Not colour work per se, but intarsia, I'd never done it before. And since leaving the barn, I've learnt that I could have done yarn unders instead of yarn overs for certain bits of it to make the lines cleaner. So I've gone home and learnt. So I've gone home and looked up how I could have made my lines cleaner and how I could have improved on it.
So what are some of the projects you've been making since?
I've finished a project that I put to one side to come to the competition. My cousin is currently pregnant and expecting, so I've made a little baby blanket for her, so I've now finished that. I've made another baby blanket in between, and I've just started. I cast on my first ever jumper, like actual knitted.
A knit jumper?
Jumper. I know, Di and Sheila, I've done it all for you. I've done German short rows.
Have you?
Yes.
Wow.
I've done a folded collar. Like, get me.
Like all in knit?
All in knit.
Wow. That's a big change, because coming into this competition, you kind of had to refresh your knitting skills. Like, you could knit, but not necessarily as your strongest craft.
No, like, I knew what stitches were. I knew it was knit and purl, you know, and that kind of thing. And I could do basic increases and basic decreases and cast on, cast off. I'd never really done colour work. Joining stuff together was really basic for me. So, yeah, I've come on leaps and bounds since coming on here. And it goes over my head.
Unfortunately not. Oh, okay. Yay! I was going to say that's always a bonus when it goes over the head. You know. Oh gosh, when that moment when I went to put it on and I knew the head hole wasn't going to be big enough, and I was like, do I really stretch it or do I just?
Just knew. I was sitting there thinking, I wish I had a pair of scissors and I just snip up. It was literally 2 or 3 stitches, and it would have gone over your head. Stitches. Yeah.
Well, as you know now about making the head hole when you're knitting, you'll be able to figure it out. Also, if you had more time and you knew it had to go over someone's head, you could have made those adjustments.
I didn't know it was going to be worn by you, and our mannequins had no heads, so it was never going to be a problem until you rocked up. So it's actually all your fault.
Sorry about that. Yeah. You know, I always get in the way. Going through this whole competition and this process, it's a very different experience being knitting or crocheting at home where you don't have any of those time pressures. What are some of the things that you've learned from being in the competition that you now take into your projects outside of the show?
I've learnt that I can do it much faster now. My speed has increased considerably. Projects are just whipping by. My knitting stamina has increased like quite considerably. Like before I could knit or crochet for like 45 minutes and then go, oh, right, totally had enough. But no, I can go 2 or 3, 4 hours.
Great.
Yeah. Do you know what's really nice about knitting at home?
What?
I can go to the toilet when I want. Wee time was knit time.
Yeah.
You know how to weigh up. Like,
Yeah.
have I got time to go for a wee, or do I do like 10 more rows? Not that I wee that slowly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But quite often in the challenges, it came down to those last seconds.
Well, we all know that I kept telling you to go away.
You weren't the first and you weren't the last to tell me to go away. And how are you doing, Dipsy?
Honestly, I haven't got the time. Sorry.
Out of all the things that you made on the show, what was your favourite?
Oh, the dog coat.
Oh yes, because it was so cute, and that little
Honestly.
unicorn ran through.
Honestly, like
Yeah.
I totally free-handed that hat,
Yeah.
the cap, its mane, the coat itself. I'd never physically made at home. I'd made it in a different yarn at home just to see how it worked
Yeah.
out, but I'd never done it in the actual colours. So seeing it in the actual colours, oh, my heart just skipped a beat when I saw Dana in it. Honestly,
So cute.
yeah, I wanted to take that dog home.
Yeah, it was so cute, and it's some of the things that you've made. It was so special to see your creativity come through, and like pushing yourself and learning new things every week was incredible.
She's so beautiful.
Now, one question that I ask every knitter or crocheter on this show is, what is one piece of advice that you would give to any knitters or crocheters?
It's persistence.
Mm-hmm.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. And if it's still you can't succeed, look on YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you still can't succeed, go to a knitting circle, go to your local library where they've got a craft group, ask somebody. We are a great bunch of people. We will talk to you, we will stop what we're doing, and we will help you.
We love it.
Honestly, it's true.
I love it when someone's like, can you teach me how to knit? And I'm like, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That is it. Like, we are here for everybody, and it's such a great community of people will show you how to do things. And if you're stuck on something, someone's got a YouTube tutorial out there, honestly, just for you.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming back and chatting to me, Dipsy.
It's been a pleasure.
Good. And that was another episode of Game of War, the cast off. Make sure you tune in next week where I speak to the latest person that's getting cast off from the Game of War.